Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bagwood Farms. So I was thinking about the fact that I did a video on papayas that was unsuccessful, and I thought, I did a video on something that I don't like, and I was thinking about, well, what do I like? And I like coconuts, but I love mangoes. And since coconuts are kind of hard to grow in Central Florida, I figured, what the heck, we're gonna do mangoes. Now I thought about kind of like what would be a survival food if I was in a deserted beach or something like that. And I thought, man, I would have to have mangoes. They're so loaded with vitamins and minerals, and I even think they have protein. And I even think that even if you have like diabetes, you can absolutely eat mangoes. So, oh my lord, I don't know if any of you guys ever saw one of the last ones of Madagascar, Makunga the lion. I always make fun of my husband because when he brushes his hair, he looks like Makunga. But I feel like I look like Makunga right now. So, anyways, so we're gonna do a video on mangoes. Um, they're delicious, they're nutritious, and I figured that I could grow them here in Central Florida. So I went on a little bit of a hunt to figure out whether anybody had made GMO mangoes, because I could buy a mango tree and I'll spend about $40 a tree. And I thought, well, what if I grew this mango tree out of a seed? And I'm not selling it, so I can do it. So I bought 3 different varieties of mangoes. I bought one that was called Kent. It was from the grocery store. And this one, which was unmarked. And then I also bought a honey something or other from Texas, and those were long, and I'll put a picture somewhere in here. But anyways, so I chopped them up. I ate the delicious flesh, and my daughter got an allergic reaction to it because she's actually allergic to the sap that comes out of the mangoes. I'll tell you a funny story about that later. But anyway, so she's kind of all swolled up, but still she can eat the mangoes, just not touch the sap that comes out of it. It's kind of like that milky white latexy stuff that comes out of a lot of plants. It's kind of how we make latex, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's one of the ways that it was made. Anyways, I digress. We're gonna make some mango trees, okay? Now, I know that this mango tree, if it sprouts from the mango seed, it's not gonna produce fruit until about 5 years. I don't even want to think about how old I'm gonna be in 5 years, but it's still cool. It's not guaranteed when you go to the store anyways that it hasn't been grown from seed. You would hope that it would have been grafted on, just kind of done from a cutting and grafted onto an older branch so that it could produce quicker. But I've had an orange tree sitting in the front yard for about 5 years, and finally we're starting to get some little tiny oranges that look like limes right now. But we're gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. I honestly thought that once I opened this that came out of it, I thought that this was the seed. I didn't know until I did a YouTube search that actually the seed is on the inside. Check this out. Looks like a little clam. Okay. This is the seed. Oh no, it's in the ocean. This is the seed. And this is what we're going to be planting. So what I've done is I cut up 4 mangoes of the different types, and I labeled my plates. One of them, the Kent ones, I let air dry. The oh my gosh, the ones from Texas, the honey ones that looked kind of wonky, those I put them in the dehydrator for a little bit. And then the other ones that kind of look a lot like the Kent ones, I dehydrated them overnight just to kind of speed up the process of drying out the outside part. I can't even take myself serious, girl. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera and show you guys how to take the seed out of the mango. So obviously you buy your mango. Hopefully you're not allergic to the sappy stuff that comes on the outside. But just in case, maybe use gloves if you don't know, or if you are. So what I did was we peeled the skin off, and I cut all the flesh into pieces, put them in Ziploc bags, or ate them as I was doing this. And then I got the outer seed, and I washed it really well to get off as much of the excess flesh as I could. And then, like I said, I dried them. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut all the seed pods open, and we're gonna put them into pots that I've already prepared with part compost, part soil, and part like seed starting soil. Kind of mixed it up a little bit, and we're gonna label them properly because I'm really bad with labels. I will literally say, I'm gonna remember that this is a Kajari watermelon, or this is I don't know, gray this or that, and I will assume that I'm gonna remember from the hundreds of plants that I literally put into seed starter pots, that I'm gonna remember what they all are. But honestly, the moment that I turn my back and look, I'm like, oh my gosh, what was this again? And I forget. And then they grow, and it takes me forever to figure out what the heck I planted. But we're gonna properly label these, and I'm gonna baby them until they sprout. Once they sprout, we're going to, well, God willing, they sprout. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna say probably like 90 days if they sprout, and we're gonna keep them in that pot. But I thought about it, 90 days, we're already almost in July, so August, September, October. We'll eventually start getting into the cooler months. So what I'll do is I'll repot them into something bigger, and then I'm still gonna baby them because I don't wanna lose them. So we'll repot them in 90 days, and we will baby them over the winter, and then we will plant them. These are gonna be massive trees, I'm assuming, so I'm not gonna put them in my front yard, even though I really would love to add a mango tree to my front orchard that I'm trying to make. I don't really think I have the space, the capacity to put one in. So we're gonna put them in the backyard, and we're gonna try to do something like that and see if we can get ourselves some mango trees. Again, I did buy a mango tree years ago, and I killed it, just like the avocado tree, and I killed it. But last week I did buy an avocado tree from our grocery store, and I'm gonna plant that one also in the back, but I'm gonna baby it for a little while just to give it a little extra help, because I don't want to lose my money and my investment in my plant. And the reason I'm planting these is because I actually like mangoes. I love them. I think it's my favorite fruit, especially like in a mango shake or fresh. But I don't want to just grow things that are beneficial for the animals. I also want to grow things that are beneficial for me. And I can absolutely give any of the rotten stuff to the pigs, or even the goats who eat mangoes. I want to grow things that I like to eat. And I also want to think of the future of the land. If we stay, if we leave, from future generations. Yeah. So that's that. All right. Let's grow some mangoes, and let me get out of this beach. It's starting to get hot in here, and oh, the sand is just, it's horrible. All right, let's go plant some mangoes. These were air dried for the last couple of days. I still feel some moisture, but not really a lot. These are the Texas, the honey mangoes. They feel so weird, y'all. Like, I don't even know. They just feel so odd, like paper thin. They were sweet, but they were like rotting in a way. And I just bought them on Thursday, so that wasn't even a week ago. And I don't know. I feel like the quality was off. These were unmarked. They didn't say where they were from or anything. And you can see already here that there was some rot, but we're gonna take all this off anyway to expose the seed. So these kind of look a lot like the Kent ones in a way. Again, these I dehydrated for a few hours only because they were so thin, and these were dehydrated overnight. They still feel like they have some moisture to them, and these were just air dried. So all right, let me get a pair of scissors so we can cut these up. Okay, so on one of the seeds that I was taking out, I just want to show you guys how cool these look, by the way. This is what the seed looks like. Obviously it doesn't look really good right now with this type of filter, but the point is that this is what the seed looks like. But on one of them, it looked pretty rotten. So usually, see, that looks pretty spent. Usually when I'm planting seeds, any seeds that have mold, or just don't look right, or they end up floating and just they're not good, I don't plant them. I was gonna plant this anyway because it's just kind of an experiment anyway, but I realized that I did have that one mango left, so I'm cutting the mango and I'm gonna use that seed. I'm not gonna dry it overnight because I just want to get this into the pots, and that'll be a good one. I'll write down on the tag, hey, like this wasn't dried, it was just fresh, a fresh seed. So hopefully this seed looks okay. I was bummed about that one. On those little ones, the honey ones, I gotta show you the seeds because they look really wonky. They look so weird. There's this one. Oh, sorry. Looks like he looks like a little angry man, like grrr. And on one of them, it was this. I opened it and found this. So, oh my lord, this stupid filter. So it's just that's paper. Came with it. It's a teeny tiny seed. It has nothing in it. It's paper thin. So that's not gonna get planted. So that kind of stinks. And on the Kent ones, it had the best seeds out of all the mangoes. There was one that doesn't look great. It looks good on this side, but when you flip it, it has a little bit of mold here. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Again, I think I really am just gonna plant it because it is kind of an experiment. And we're just gonna let nature take its course. And of course, survival of the fittest. So, I mean, the best of the best will grow, and whatever doesn't look like it's gonna grow, that's okay. It'll be chucked and it'll be given to, the pigs or the chickens or whatever. And I just want to disclaim that I don't give my animals like moldy food. I would never do that. I give them the leftovers. So I think there was a little bit of a misunderstanding on my part when I was recording this. I don't give them the garbage. I give them the leftover. Hey everybody, so I'm home. Just kidding. No, I really am home. So I was able to eat the mango and open it up, and I have to say it was the easiest seed to take out because this was wet and kind of just pliable and easy to cut. So I'm excited about that. All right, let's get down to business. There seems to be a glitch in the matrix. All right, let's get these things planted. All right, these are the unmarked ones, the marked ones, the honey ones. They're peeled. I got my pots ready, manure, our soil. And what I did was I put compost towards the bottom, and then I added the really, really soft potting soil, the kind for seed starts, and then a heavier soil on top. And pretty much I did this with every single one of them until it was all filled up. It looked soft enough to start some seeds. I thought it looked pretty good. Stirred it up. Okay, so let me take off my glasses so there's no glare. All right, I got my tags. And this one is the Kent one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already got my pots all filled up. I did them yesterday. Again, I did part compost, part planting soil, and part that Garden Pro mix. I'll go ahead and put pictures towards the end so you guys can see what I used. I just kind of mixed it up. Once I'm done planting these, I am gonna have to go find a spot for them outside. I'll take you guys to there. And we're gonna go ahead and water them. Yeah, we're gonna water them. I was thinking about fertilizer, but I don't think I should fertilize anything until anything is sprouted. So I'm gonna go ahead and write Kent. All I can think about is Clark Kent. But it really was the best seeds out of all of them. All right. You know, another reason why I record is for my own memory, not just memories, but also so that I can remember some of the things that I'm doing on my farm and look back, and when I'm having a pity party on how things don't look, you know, as perfect as I wish they would look, I can look back and be like, oh, okay, you know what, it wasn't that bad. Look how beautiful this was, or look how great this thing was. All right. So I remember in the video that I saw on how this man from India planted them. I wish I could remember right now. Let me see if I could look at some of the seeds. They're ginormous, guys. It is so cool. Okay, so looks like it'll come from the top. All right, so the big part on the top. Let's go ahead and be able to show you guys when I do it. So I'm gonna put it really gently into the soil. That's one of the reasons why I used the seed starting one. I'm just pushing it down very gently in here. You see that top right there? I'll go ahead and I'll just cover it up just a little bit. So big bottoms up. You know, I still think this is kind of cool, and it's a neat experiment. These little things look like little clams or castanets. Fun fact about me, I used to dance flamenco. I don't anymore, but I used to. Okay, so this is the one that was really wonky. Again, I don't know if this is gonna grow or not grow, whatever. We're gonna put it in here anyway. It's just an experiment. I'm not losing anything by doing it. Okay, cover that up. This one still has this outer piece on. I'm just trying to, you know. That one doesn't look that great either, actually. That's weird. I don't know how I feel about this one either. So let's go ahead and dig that in. Cover it up. Okay, that was the Kent variety. The next variety was the honey one. It was like a Texas honey variety. So I'm just gonna write the word honey on it. Just go ahead and label them, put it down. I'll go ahead and put another tag on the outside of these in the event that somebody takes out my tags or I lose it or whatever. And I'll make sure to tape it, that way I know exactly what I got growing. So the honey ones were really weird. Obviously, this is not gonna grow into anything because it's an unformed seed. I mean, it's a seed, but it's not, it hasn't developed into anything that I think, you know, will make sense. Honestly, I don't know. This one, the angry guy, we'll go ahead and plant him first. And it looks like I would plant him like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and bury him. Okay. I'm such a ninny. I made 4 when really only 3 I'm gonna be able to plant. Okay, so this has the seed stuff out on the outside, but I'm sure it's not gonna affect its growth. Stick them in. I know it may look rough, but I promise I'm being really, really gentle. Okay, and the last seed, because the other one really didn't have one, so I'm gonna have to remove one of those. little pot thingies. Oh yeah, I can't tell, guys, really the way I'm supposed to plant them, but I'm just gonna shove it in the ground. I mean, it will grow. Okay. And since I forgot that I have one less, I'm gonna take this out and set this bucket aside so I don't get any more confused. All right, and the last ones were the unmarked variety. So those, I still do have 4. So I'm just gonna put a question mark and just write mango. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Let me get a smaller pen. Okay. Guys, don't forget to label what you're doing because you will forget. Okay, so cool. Guys, this is so cool. Look at this. It's so neat. This lighting in here is horrible, but all right, so it's so cool. It's so beautiful. I can't even explain it. It's just interesting to me that, like, God created all these wonderful things for us. We just gotta take care of it, learn. All right. Put this one a little sideways because when I can't tell which way is which, I'm just putting them sideways. And hopefully that tree will grow the way it's supposed to. This is a good one. And this is the one that I just opened up. Actually, I should write that down. This is the rotted one. I don't really think I should plant that one, but let me write down here that this mango was a fresh seed. Okay. I don't know. Should I even? I don't think I should. Let me see. I mean, it just looks so deteriorated around here that I'm not even sure how viable that seed would be. Well, now I broke it, so it's no longer viable. It smells good. It smells like a fresh mango. Has that turpentine scent to it. If you guys have never had a mango, obviously it's very sweet, but it does have a bit of a turpentine taste to it. All right, so they're all in here. They're all in their pots, and let's go find a spot for them outside so that we can baby these dramatically. All right, not dramatically. We're just gonna baby them, okay? All right, let's go outside and figure this out. Okay, so it seems that either I'm gonna put them in under my grow lights, or I'm gonna do it outside. I'm not really sure what the best place is. I mean, if I put them under here, I'll definitely be here to watch them, but maybe not, because clearly I got some stuff happening back here. But this is one option, and let's go check out another option, guys. Another option is in the front yard, which is under construction right now. But I don't think the front yard is the right option for it. Let's check out a different area. Okay, so I know I kind of said the front yard was not a good idea, but, sorry. But, hey buddy, how are you? But I do have this really cool table that my old neighbor gave me. So I definitely need the table, and I don't think here is the right spot for it. I'm gonna move it closer to my door so that I can have easy access with the hose and all that stuff. Sorry guys, it looks like it's gonna, oh, I don't know if you could hear that. but we are about to get a storm. It's already trickling, and the Great Pyrenees, these livestock guardian dogs, they really are very, very afraid of this kind of weather, like thunder, lightning, all that stuff. They're very much afraid of it. So, okay, I'm gonna go move this table. Let's go. There's a storm a brewing. So I'm gonna put it right here in between my accessory building and main house. I was going to water them now, but the storm that's coming is pretty big, so I don't think I'm gonna set them up here just yet, but this is where they're gonna be. So I'm gonna level it a minute, and holy crud, look at that, guys. Leveled it with a Lego and a rock. So the weather changed pretty quickly, and the rain is not what bothers me. What's frightening me about putting them outside right now is the wind. Okay, so outside's not gonna work right now, but I'm still gonna go ahead and water them just a little bit. Obviously not too much because it's on my table and I don't want it to go through. But I do think that I do need to have it just a little bit watered. I don't want the seeds to dry out. If they dry out, then it's all over. My water is this color because it's water mixed with a little bit of liquid seaweed. So just for now, this is where they're gonna have to be. I'm gonna probably go get some, I don't know, maybe I don't have big enough trays for this, but okay, so it's been like 30 minutes and the sun's back up, clearly. I went ahead and put all of them here on the table. They're all labeled. I do have to double label them. I'll do that in a minute. I've got water. We're gonna water them and baby them here in my little area here between the two buildings. And we'll see how it goes. So I'll try to keep you guys updated on that. I'll do shorter, obviously shorts on that, because that would just be too long. But thank you everybody for joining us on this journey of farming and homesteading and just trying to grow your own food. And you know, it's not always easy, but sometimes it is kind of easy. So we'll see if this works or not. And I don't know, follow along if you want to. Thanks everybody for watching, and God bless. This is so heavy. Okay, so I did not want to forget about that story, and I was editing this very long, boring video on mangoes, but I didn't want to forget about the silly story. So, years ago, I'm going to say it was probably like 10 years ago, probably no more, yeah, over 10 years ago. One of the steps that we took, actually it was more than that, 12 years ago, something like that.
we were making a plan so that we can have our own land and our home and all this other stuff. So we decided that we were going to save money by no longer renting and basically living out of an RV. So we were going to go RVing, and we were living in a park for a long time. And in this park, they had tons and tons and tons of mango trees. These mango trees said, do not pick the fruit, do not eat, don't take them, don't steal them, don't do anything with them. Like, don't pick the fruit. So one day the girls were riding bike in the park, and I was like, man, I want some mangoes. But I remembered the signs. So I told Trinity, my eldest, I said, well, if they fall on the floor, go ahead and pick those, just not the ones on the tree. So she picked them, put them in her shirt, and came pedaling back to me as we enjoyed all our mangoes. Well, the next day, if it was that, yeah, it was, yes, because it was at church, she ended up with a massive, massive, massive allergic reaction all over her stomach. And I don't remember if it was on her face or not, but I think so, with this really big rash. And we went to our friend Guy. We were serving in special needs ministry, and he was like, well, what's wrong with her? And I told him, just she had a rash out of nowhere, whatever. And his first question was, has she been touching mangoes? It was so random and so weird. So I had to tell him the story about how I asked my eldest daughter to steal some mangoes. I don't think it was it stolen? They were on the ground. I don't think it may have been stealing. So that's okay. I have been forgiven. But regardless, she ended up with a really, really, really big rash. And it ended up with her getting tested for all these different things. And we found out she's allergic to pretty much everything. So it doesn't matter. The point is that she's allergic to mangoes. And that was the story. That's it. We lived in an RV park. We saved money, and it was one of the steps that we took, and it did help us to get to where we are now, in our dream space, I mean, we could have never dreamed of this space. So anyways, that's the story. The end. This was Trinity in front of our RV. This was our RV. And this is Trinity and her sister getting poked and prodded for all their allergies. Thanks for watching, everyone, and God bless. Grow some mangoes, unless you're allergic. In that case, wear gloves. But still, grow your mangoes.